Welcome to today's news. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanzeeba Noreen. Here are the latest trending news stories from across the globe. Let's dive into today's top headlines. Say it to my face, Harris dares Trump as the White House battle deepens. Hundreds joined golf cart rally for Harris in conservative Florida community. Trump says Harris would be like a play toy to world leaders if elected. Trump questions whether Harris is black at conference of black journalists. Trump's Truth Social Network records second worst audience decline. UN urges immediate action for victims allegedly tortured by Chicago police. Killing of Hamas chief raises fear of Iranian reprisal and jeopardizes Gaza negotiations. Girls' killings in Southport spur violence, police ready for more clashes. Venezuela shops shuttered, transport limited amid fears of more opposition arrests. Death toll from landslides in India's Kerala state rises to 166. Australia's Olympic football hopes on a knife edge after USA record comfortable win. And tennis dream over for Nadal and Alcaraz as they bow out of doubles. You are listening to Headlines Now News in detail. Kamala Harris, aiming to become the next U.S. president, delivered a strong message against Donald Trump at a rally in Atlanta, Georgia. Speaking to around 10,000 supporters, Harris emphasized that Democrats are gaining momentum in the race and challenged Trump to debate her face-to-face. This rally marks a significant moment for Harris after President Biden withdrew from the 2024 election, leading the Democratic Party to rally behind her. Harris's campaign has already raised $200 million and she promises not to return to Trump's failed policies. She highlighted her experience as a former prosecutor, stating she is prepared to take on Trump. With 98 days to the election, Harris has yet to announce her vice presidential pick. She plans to campaign in key states like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin and Michigan. Harris criticized Trump's stance on immigration and extreme abortion bans, pledging to expand affordable health care and address rising consumer costs if elected. As Georgia becomes a key battleground, Trump and his running mate J.D. Vance plan their own rally in Atlanta, setting the stage for a fierce contest. Hundreds of Kamala Harris supporters rallied this weekend at the Villages, a retirement community in Central Florida known for its conservative leanings. Videos online show over 500 golf carts decorated with Harris for President posters and American flags filling a parking lot and driving around. The event, organized by the Sumter County Democratic Party, aimed to boost Harris's campaign as the election nears. The Villages has about 79,000 residents, mostly white, and hasn't voted for a Democratic candidate since 2000. In 2020, 67.7% of Sumter County, which includes the Villages, voted for Trump. However, this rally marked a significant moment, with the Villages Democratic Club noting it was the largest golf cart parade for a Democratic candidate in nearly a decade. Dennis Foley, vice president of the club, said the rally mixed enthusiasm for Harris with a sense of the election's importance. The Florida Democratic Party reported nearly 10,000 new volunteers signed up last week, many from conservative areas like the Villages, showing growing support for Harris. Former President Donald Trump said world leaders would treat Vice President Kamala Harris like a play toy if she becomes president. In an interview with Fox News' Laura Ingraham, Trump, known for making harsh comments about female opponents, stated she will be so easy for them. They are gonna walk all over her. Trump has a history of insulting women, including calling Hillary Clinton a nasty woman and referring to Nikki Haley as bird brain. He has also mocked women's appearances, like adult film actress Stormy Daniels, calling her horseface. Trump's attacks on Harris have included calling her crazy and mocking her love. His campaign claims these insults are about her record, not her race or gender. Trump campaign spokesperson Caroline Leavitt criticized Harris's record on immigration, saying she is weak, dishonest, and dangerously liberal. Trump's running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, also criticized Harris, calling her leadership weak. Vance said she left America weak and vulnerable. The Harris campaign has not responded to Trump's comments. With the election approaching, both sides are intensifying their attacks. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump questioned Kamala Harris's racial identity during a gathering of black journalists. He asked, "Is she Indian or is she black?" referring to Harris's mixed heritage, which drew jeers from the audience. Harris is the first black and first Asian American U.S. vice president. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre called Trump's remarks repulsive and insulting. Far-right groups on social media have spread misinformation about Harris's racial identity, despite her long-standing self-identification as both black and South Asian American. Since announcing her presidential run, Harris has faced numerous sexist and racist attacks. Republican leaders have urged their members to focus on policy, not personal attacks. The event started tensely when ABC News reporter Rachel Scott asked Trump why black voters should support him despite his history of racist comments. Trump called the question horrible and labeled ABC a fake network. He claimed he was the best president for black Americans since Abraham Lincoln. Trump's appearance at the National Association of Black Journalists convention in Chicago sparked backlash, leading a co-chair of the event to resign in protest. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Donald Trump's Truth Social platform saw its audience decline for the third month in a row in June, signaling potential trouble for Trump in the upcoming election. Howard Polskin, president of the writing, noted that the drop in users reflects a rejection of the harsh rhetoric on the platform. If this trend continues, it could spell trouble for Trump in November. Truth Social launched in February 2022 after Trump was banned from major social media platforms for inciting the January 6 Capitol riot. Despite regaining access to these platforms, Trump still uses Truth Social as his main outlet. The platform had 3.26 million unique users in its first month, but only 2.11 million in June 2024, a 38% drop. Other right-wing platforms also saw declines. Rumble had 6.37 million unique users in June 2024, down 43% from the previous year, while Gettr had 134,000 users, down 34%. Right-wing media sites like Fox News also experienced a drop in visitors. Fox News had 79.6 million unique visitors in June 2024, down 26% from June 2020. Polskin attributed this to fewer major news events compared to June 2020, which saw the aftermath of George Floyd's murder and the COVID-19 pandemic. A group of United Nations experts called on U.S. authorities to take immediate action to resolve a long-standing scandal where people were held in prison after being allegedly tortured by Chicago police to extract false confessions. The UN Special Rapporteurs, who focused on racism and torture, released a report detailing a history of brutal and racist police misconduct. The UN experts got involved after an activist mothers group in Chicago grew frustrated with the inconsistent response from authorities to the injustice. The 26-page report highlighted numerous cases of police abuse and mentioned many more unresolved ones. According to the report, the information received indicated systemic corruption and the use of torture or cruel treatment by law enforcement in Chicago. This led to wrongful convictions and unjust imprisonment of people, mostly of African and Latino or Hispanic descent. The names of the police officers accused were redacted. The 6 UN Special Rapporteurs who produced the report were K.P. Ashwini, Barbara Reynolds, Bina DaCosta, Teoling Mofokeng, Claudia Mehler, and Alice Jill Edwards. They urged federal, state, and local authorities to address the issue comprehensively and immediately. Now it's time for global updates. Israel warned that no Hamas leader was safe, and the assassination of Hamas's political chief Ismail Haniyeh in Iran's capital has shocked the region. The strike, which Iran and Hamas blamed on Israel, increased fears of a wider war in the Middle East and hurt hopes for a ceasefire in Gaza and the release of hostages. Iran vowed revenge after Haniyeh, 62 years old, was killed in Tehran. Israel sees Iran, which supports groups like Hamas, as a major threat. Israel did not officially comment, but a senior official, Amichai Eliyahu, praised the killing, saying it made the world a little better. Experts believe Israel and its allies will try to contain the impact of Haniyeh's assassination to avoid a full-fledged war. Nimrod Goren from the Middle East Institute said the challenge is to prevent further escalation. Bilal Saab from Chatham House noted that despite the tensions, both Iran and Israel likely want to avoid war. While it might seem like war is near, Saab pointed out that neither side truly wants to go to war against each other, highlighting the paradox of the situation. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jadoo TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. You are watching latest global updates. Police are bracing for more trouble in Southport after violent clashes followed a tragic knife attack that killed 3 young girls. The attack happened on Monday at a dance class for children aged 6 to 11. A 17-year-old male is in custody on suspicion of murder and attempted murder. On Tuesday night, more than 50 officers were injured in disturbances that broke out after false information spread online. The rumors falsely claimed that the suspect was a radical Islamist migrant. In response, protesters set fire to police vans and threw bricks, bottles, and fireworks at officers and cars parked at the town's mosque. Chief Constable Serena Kennedy of Merseyside Police assured the community that authorities are prepared for more potential unrest in Southport. The attack also left 8 other children injured, with 5 still in critical condition, along with 2 adults who tried to protect them. Police have stated that the attack was not related to terrorism and that the suspect, who was born in Britain, was not an immigrant. Despite this, right-wing protesters targeted the mosque and clashed with police. On Wednesday, much of Venezuela saw store closures and halted bus services as tensions rose over a disputed presidential election and rumors of opposition arrests. President Nicolas Maduro, who has been in power since 2013, was declared the winner of the recent vote by the Electoral Council. However, the opposition claims that its count shows its candidate, Edmundo Gonzalez, received more than double the support compared to Maduro. The US-based Carter Center criticized the election, calling it undemocratic and noting flaws in the process. They also highlighted the electoral authorities' failure to release detailed results as a serious issue. Maduro has requested Venezuela's top court to handle the electoral dispute and promised to present all available electoral data. International voices, including from the US, Brazil, and Chile, are urging for a full breakdown of the results, with the White House expressing frustration over the delay. Protests have erupted, with Maduro's government calling them an attempted coup. The opposition claims 11 protesters have died. Maduro has accused opposition leaders Gonzalez and Machado of responsibility and has called for their arrest. The death toll from recent landslides in Kerala, India has reached 166, with nearly 200 people still missing. The disaster, one of the worst in years for the southern state, struck the hilly district of Wayanad in the middle of the night on Tuesday. Heavy rain, 5 times the usual amount, triggered 2 massive landslides that swept away hundreds of homes. The Iruvedanji River overflowed, flooding entire villages and causing severe damage to tea and cardamom plantations. Rescue efforts, hampered by bad weather and damaged roads, continued on Wednesday. The Indian Army evacuated over 5,500 people, including stranded tourists, to relief camps as rains persisted. A political dispute has emerged over the response to the disaster. India's Home Minister Amit Shah accused the Kerala state government of failing to evacuate people despite warnings. Kerala's Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan countered that a red alert was issued only after the landslides and called for unity rather than blame. Jayan, a resident of the devastated Churalmala village, reported that 11 of his family members are still missing, with only 3 bodies recovered so far. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 18,710.01. The NYSE Composite is increased by 129.43 points or 0.70%. Tokyo stock close price is 39,101.82. The Nikkei 225 index is increased by 575.87 points or 1.49%. Shanghai stock close price is 2,938.75. The Shanghai index is increased by 59.45 points or 2.06%. Hong Kong stock close price is 17,344.60. The Hang Seng index is increased by 341.69 points or 2.01%. Bombay stock close price is 81,741.34. The Sensex index is increased by 285.94 points or 0.35%. Let's have a look on today's sports stories. The Matildas' hopes for the Olympics are uncertain after a tough match against the United States in Marseille. Despite a strong defensive effort, Australia lost to the US after goals from Trinity Rodman and Corbin Albert. This defeat leaves the Matildas third in Group B, waiting for results from other games to see if they will advance to the quarterfinals. The US finished at the top of the group and will face Japan in the quarterfinals in Paris on Saturday. The Matildas had a slim chance of victory given their poor record against the US, having won only once in 34 previous encounters. In the match, the US applied early pressure, but Australian goalkeeper Mackenzie Arnold was impressive, making several key saves. Despite a yellow card for Samantha Coffey, which means she will miss the next game, the US dominated possession, holding 72% of the ball at halftime. After a rough game against Zambia, where Australia conceded 5 goals, their defensive strategy was improved, though the US managed to break through with crucial goals. Spain's hopes for an Olympic doubles gold medal were dashed on Wednesday when Rafa Nadal and Carlos Alcaraz lost to American duo Rajiv Ram and Austin Krajicek in the quarter-finals. The match ended 6-6 for eliminating the Spanish pair from the competition. Nadal and Alcaraz, who had captivated fans at Roland Garros, were cheered on by a passionate crowd at Court Philippe Chatrier. The noise was so intense at times that it resembled a soccer match. Despite the support, the American fourth seeds remained composed. The decisive moment came when Krajicek served an ace on match point, sealing their victory amid a tense silence from the crowd. Nadal, 38 years old, began the games with the honor of carrying the Olympic flame, but ends his campaign without the gold medal he had hoped for. This might be his last appearance on Parisian clay, as he walked off the court with fans capturing the moment on their phones. Despite their past successes and strong performances in Paris, Nadal and Alcaraz struggled against the well-coached American team, with Alcaraz in particular struggling with his serve. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. Say it to my face, Harris dares Trump as the White House battle deepens. Hundreds join golf cart rally for Harris in conservative Florida community. Trump says Harris would be like a play toy to world leaders if elected. Trump questions whether Harris is black at conference of black journalists. Trump's Truth Social network records second worst audience decline. UN urges immediate action for victims allegedly tortured by Chicago police. Killing of Hamas chief raises fear of Iranian reprisal and jeopardizes Gaza negotiations. Girls' killings in Southport spur violence, police ready for more clashes. Venezuela's shops shuttered, transport limited amid fears of more opposition arrests. Death toll from landslides in India's Kerala state rises to 166. Australia's Olympic football hopes on a knife edge after USA record comfortable win. And tennis dream over for Nadal and Alcaraz as they bow out of doubles. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our websites. Our website addresses are www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.